All right, so this is another episode of Courtside. I'm your host, Aurora, and with me is Dr. Kim K, my best friend. Dr. Kim K, I want you to let the world know from the courtside. From the courtside, as the wife of, I'm going to let you share, how did you you partner with your partner in success? What does that look like to you? How did y'all get there? Well, it definitely took mental shifting, and that was not easy. My husband came from mentally a broken place, a place that was very dark and that was still, trapped in the past. So I remember my husband that came to me, he was my patient. And let me tell you something, I don't make it a thing to date or talk to my patient. So, I didn't look at him like that. All I knew, he was a patient and he needed help. And so that was my purpose. That was my goal. That's it. It wasn't no different intentions. And so, like, as we kept, he kept doing his sessions and things of that nature. Um, God had revealed to me I was helping and speaking and shifting and assisting with transformation of my husband. I'm like, no, absolutely not, God. No, I'm like, this is my patient. I don't even look at him like that ill. And so, not ill like, he wasn't attractive, because he was, but that's my patient. You know what I'm saying? I don't mix, work with pleasure. I'm like, no, that's a no. So, but later on, as we're going through these sessions, and he's opening up and he's not playing games anymore, because when he first came, I knew right off the bat he was one of them playboys. He was one of the ones that was used to, women throwing at him. And I had to shut it down, baby, because my father always told me, he reversed this saying. He was like, a lot of people say, um, people are innocent until proven guilty. My dad always say, people are guilty. Men are guilty until proven innocent. Basically, he told me, don't trust any man. Don't let your guard down. And so I live by that. And to see that nasty, egotistic, manipulative spirit inside of him, I was like, oh, I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting it down. Ain't none of that around here, And once he got that, and once he knew I wasn't playing with him, he was like, okay, this is a woman of God. I'm not no piece of meat, And I had to show him that. So once he got that down pack, and he knew that I was really serious. I was about business. There was a shift. He became vulnerable. He became open to, Christ and this transformation. And as we was both going through this process, I was like, Lord, I see what you're saying now, this is the one. We both, not a physical, it wasn't a physical, it wasn't an emotional connection, but a mental connection. I can't explain it. Like, we wasn't dating each other's, we wasn't dating each other physically. We was dating each other mentally. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to get to know him mentally, rather than physically. I wanted to know what his heart actually, speaks. And so, we're going and on, and, we dated. Well, we court for like 4 years, and the 5th year I was like, okay, you can date me. And that 5th year too, we got married. So it was a mental process before a physical process. And, I just, we kept that going. Once we got married, we saw that, we had a gift. We mentally could get a lot of people in the right direction by, steering them in the right direction mentally. And, we do a lot of seminars, we do a lot of coachings, and things like that to really get young people that's, are receiving a big blessing. We mentally get them in the proper position to receive and to sustain. And I did it with my husband. I still do it for a lot of people as well, and we do ministry together through that. And, I still have my psychiatrist business as well. So, that's what success looks like to us, to prepare people mentally to stability and their blessing and their calling and their purpose. And that is a beautiful thing. People don't understand it doesn't only take a physical being to, sustain a blessing, it mentally as well. And that's is very important, because a lot of people get stuck, and they can't obtain it because they're not in the right position mentally, physically, emotionally, you know, all those, aspects, them avenues. And so, Dr. Kim K, thank you so much for coming as a testimony, coming as a light to other people. And until next time, this is Courtside.